So today we are going to discuss about the preparation into cybersecurity domain. I have prepared few questions for each and everyone. So let's try to discuss those questions. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the first question is, what exactly is cybersecurity? So as per your understanding, whatever we have learned till today, what do you think? What is in cybersecurity? How we are going to define this term, cybersecurity? Okay. Now cybersecurity is what? It is going to refer, or what we are going to do over here. We are going to protect your computer system, your network, devices, all the sensitive information. Okay, we are protecting this information from whom? So cybersecurity involves your various technology, processes, practice, design, safeguard, digital asset. We are protecting all those things from your cyber attack. We ensure that confidentiality, integrity, availability of the data is maintained. Okay, so cybersecurity is concerned with preventing hack, from accessing electronic data from website, network, or devices. So cybersecurity expert assist to maintain the data security accessible through cutting edges technology and complex proceeds. Okay, so let's move to our next question. Which skills are necessary for cybersecurity professional? What do you think? As we are cybersecurity professional, what skills has been required for us? Okay, so let's say this is my device. Okay, my laptop or my mobile phone, XYZ, anything. Okay, now I want to access, or let's say I want to visit any website. This is the website. Now what has been required in between? Internet. Okay, so my device has been connected with an router, and from that router the request has been going to this website. Okay, until and unless my device is not connected to a network, how I'm going to visit that website? Similarly, my device is not connected to a network, how a hacker is going to perform an hack? Or how a pen tester is going to perform a pen test of this website or of the system? Okay, so networking is your base first. Until unless we don't know about a network, how we are going to, we can say how we are going to understand about security, isn't it? Okay, so make sure your network understanding is, you can say, is good enough to understand the cybersecurity. Okay, so what are the protocols, how the network has been connected, how the data is been flowing from one device to another device. Okay, so it's not like that my device has been connected to a router and straight away I'm connected to the website. Okay, it's not that simple. So we have to do a particular packet will be sent from my device. Okay, nowadays this particular device is going to forward that packet. Now how that particular packet has been going? Okay, so we need to understand that. You guys have learned about your OSI model. Now what OSI model has been saying? It's a reference model. It's talking about how the data has been traveling. Okay, but we don't take OSI model as in working model. It's a reference model. We take it as a TCP IP model. Okay, now let's come back to the question. Which skills are necessary for a cybersecurity professional? So yes, networking is will be setting onto the topmost priority. Understanding of a network and endpoint threat mitigation are the two essential skills for a cybersecurity professional. Okay, a cybersecurity professional must understand how the computer network and cloud server has been working. Until unless we don't know that, how this particular network has been working, how this particular system has been working, how we are going to protect that, isn't it? Yes. So when we are starting our career, or let's say when we are taking an admission onto a school, after that we are taking an admission onto an higher secondary, into an college. Okay, we don't take an admission directly onto an higher secondary. We go by steps. Okay, same thing goes over here. Now let's move to our next question. How will you stay current onto the latest cybersecurity news? How to get updated about on cybersecurity news? Okay, so search over the social media related any particular subject. Okay, observe live cybersecurity event. Visit to the cybersecurity news website feed. Make sure at least give your 10 to 15 minutes into the morning. to read about and what is happening into the environment. Regarding your cybersecurity news update, make sure you at least give 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes before going to the sleep. Okay, just practice this more, it will be more than enough. Okay, we have n numbers of sources available. Just search it over the Google cybersecurity news. You will be getting n number of analysts of n pages. Okay, follow any of these pages. Try to read the blogs. What are happening? What attacks have been happened recently? Okay, give 5-10 minutes. Understand about that attack. Any data has been compromised. There will be a blog onto that as well. Read that blog. How that data has been compromised. Okay, just follow these simple things. Regarding vulnerability alerts, and directly we can visit to the CVV. Okay, it's of a MITRE. So you will get update about what is new vulnerability has been listed, what score has been given. Okay, or you can search for the latest vulnerability. We have n number of cybersecurity news channels available in today's state. Okay, or you can register to any of the group as well over in LinkedIn. There also the update keeps on regulating. So you can follow all these small steps. Okay. Now, how we are going to define an hacker? What do you think? Who is an hacker? Or what is an hacker? Unauthorized stealing the unauthorized information. Great. Intentionally login into someone account just for the fun. Yes. Okay. So either he may directly go to an backdoor access. He is going to install a malware. Okay, from that malware, he will connect to that server or to that network and will try to steal the information. Okay, so possibilities can be any. Okay, so over here I've written particularly of a malware. So it's not we are going to take only one condition. Okay, installing of a malware. Possibility can be any. So possibility can be, let's say your website has been vulnerable. There is a loophole into the website. From there also I can get inside your network, isn't it? If your system is already vulnerable, how that system is vulnerable? Software is outdated. Okay, can I bypass that if software is outdated? Yes, of course. If software is outdated, by default, there will be n number of vulnerabilities been listed already. So we can pick up that vulnerability, get inside that. There is no patch available. That's the reason. Always make sure you keep your device updated, you keep your software updated. Why they are sending the firmware update? Why they are sending the software update? Because there are certain loopholes into that. That's the reason you are getting an update. Make sure you keep those device and application updated. Okay. Don't install any application from a third party source. Whenever you visit a website, cross verify whether that website is legit or not. Yes, of course, if you are using an old mobile, for that, we are not getting an update, isn't it? Let's say I'm using a Windows 8 or Windows 7. So Windows is sending any update from Windows 7. There is no patch for it. If I'm using Android version 8, are they sending any patch for it? No. If that particular Android version is vulnerable, that means your device is also vulnerable for. So it's not like that directly your device will get attacked by any hacker. Okay, so we have to make sure that we are protecting our device. We are not visiting any of such kind of a website. We are not installing any such kind of an, you can say, a software. We are not connected to an open network. So it's into our hand how we are protecting ourselves. Okay. Now, my next question is, what do white hat, black hat, and gray hat hacker mean? What do you think? Who are the white hat hackers? Who are these people? As of now, I'm only asking about a white hat hacker, not about a black and gray. So who are these hackers? White hat. Okay. Okay. Now, white hat hacker are the people who go by the book, who go by the rule, by the book. We are the people, white hat hackers. Okay. Pen tester. Yes. Ethical hackers. Now, black hat hacker, who are these people? Now, black hat hacker are those people, those who have malicious intentions. Don't go by the rule, don't go by the book. Okay, their intention is to destroy, their intention is to steal the information. Those are your black hat hackers. Correct.
Now, gray hat hacker, who are these people? Okay. Now, gray hat hacker are the people who have the combination of your white hat hacker and the black hat hacker. Okay, they can be a white hat hacker, they can be a black hat hacker. For example, I found a vulnerability on InfosecTrain website. Okay, now what I will be doing, I will be contacting any higher authority of InfosecTrain and telling this is the vulnerability has been listed. Okay, go ahead and patch this vulnerability and give me the bounty of it. Okay, now that higher authority ignores my message. So what I will be doing now, I will be working as a black hat hacker. Previous to that, I was working as a white hat hacker. My intentions were good, isn't it? I'd given the information that this is the vulnerability has been listed into your website. Patch this vulnerability. Give me the reward of it. Okay, but he didn't recognize my particular information, ignores my message. Now my intentions have been changed. I am working as a black hat hacker. I will be displaying all these details into an internet. Okay, your bug bounty guys. They are also on gray hat hacker. Many of the organizations nowadays, what they are doing, they are performing this challenge, bug bounty challenge. Find out the vulnerability on our environment. We are going to pay for it. Okay, so they will be acting as a white hat hacker as well and a black hat hacker as well. Sometime with a good intention, sometime with a bad intention. Okay. Now, here is my second question. Next question. What is the most common type of a cyber attack? Okay, so everyone has been attending the training, hasn't it? A cybersecurity awareness training or cybersecurity training from an InfosecTrain. So today the training will be completed. Okay. Now everyone will be getting an email from an InfosecTrain. Along with that email, you will be getting a certificate as well. Completion certificate, isn't it? Now, let's say I crafted an email telling about congratulations for first of all, thank you very much for attending the training, and we are delighted to inform you that you have got a free exam voucher of XYZ course. To claim for this voucher, click on this link. And this email is coming from an Abhishek@infosectrain.com, something like this ID. Are you going to trust this ID? Why no? I am sending this email. It's from my account, my ID. The email is coming from an official ID. And I am damn sure everyone will go ahead and click on that link. Okay. So no worries of that. It's completely fine whether you're getting an email from any of the ID, but make sure before clicking onto the link, verify that link, whether it's a legit or not. What we can do, just go into an virus total website, copy that link and paste that link over there. It is going to give you the information whether that link is a malicious one or not. Okay, many times what happens if you click onto the link straight away, the malware will get installed into your system. Okay, the point over here, what I'm going to, what particular point I'm going to make over here, that the most common attack is your phishing attack. It's very much easy to execute this. The example which I had given. Okay, most common type of a cyber attack is your phishing attack. Very much easy to execute. I can simply craft a small email, look like it's a legitimate one. Okay, so what you have to do, verify that email coming from which domain, whether it's a legitimate one or not. What has been written into that email? Many a times there will be a spelling mistake as well. Okay, what time that email has been received? Okay, so if it is a genuine email, it will be coming into a working hour, not into an off hours. If there is any link, verify that link. Okay, so we have many things available right now. We have many websites available, which is going us to give you the information whether that phishing link or not, whether that link is a malicious one or not. Okay, so it's just a small little things. You guys need to take over understand over there and make sure you follow all this thing. Okay, So the most common type of a cyber attack is your phishing attack. Here comes my second question. What is a phishing attack? How we can prevent that attack? Okay. Similarly, what I have told to you, just check onto the link. Just check from which domain this email has been received. So we have MX Toolbox available. You can check it from there. We have Virus Total available. Just check it from there. What has been received over an email. Okay. So we need to understand that from which domain that email has been coming. Okay. So is there any document? Don't open the document. You can also upload that document onto the Virus Total, or you can upload the hash as well if required. If you don't want to disclose any information, directly you can create the hash of that file and upload the hash over there. It will give us the information. So the preventive tips are: know what the phishing scam look like, don't click onto the link, get free anti-phishing add-ons. Okay, don't provide your information to an untrusted website, change the password regularly. Okay, so make sure whatever information you are giving into any of the domain, into any of the email, verify it, then only give your details. Okay, or in that case, what you can do, you can go with any particular temp email if required. You can give your temp email over there. Okay, your temp email means temporary email. Go with your temporary email. Make sure you, yes, absolutely, you can check your certificate as well on, and make sure you keep on changing the password as well. Okay, don't stick with one password. If you forget the password, it's a very good thing. Okay, you can reset the password. Okay. Search over the add-ons. There are many add-ons available, phishing add-ons, or we have many websites as well nowadays. Go with the phishing website. Paste the link over there. It will give you a complete history of it. Don't click onto the link. Okay. Now, how we are going to differentiate between red team and blue team? What do you think? What are red team? What are blue team? Okay. Now, cybersecurity is majorly divided into two domains. One is your offensive side, and one is your defensive side. Okay, so offensive side, we have red team. And in defensive side, we have blue team. Okay, red team is going to perform a pen test, vulnerability analyst, vulnerability assessment. They are going to bypass the security control to find out what are the loopholes or what are the weakness into the network, into the application. And blue team, what they are going to do? They are going to defend the attack. They are going to monitor it. What traffic has been generated and what you can say what packet has been arriving and who is trying to connect with this particular network. Okay, they are going to perform an analysis as well. They are going to analyze the traffic. Yes, SOC team. In SOC, what do we have? L1, L2, L3, three domains. L1 is going to monitor. L2, we are not only going to monitor, they are going to perform an execution as well. Okay, so we have set Intel team over there into an L2. We have digital forensic team who is going to perform an analysis, investigate it, find the root cause of it. Okay, we have disaster recovery team. Okay, so an attacker who takes the advantage of a security gap is in a company is known as your red team, and defensive that spots the vulnerability and fix then and prevent the successful intrusion into the known is your blue team. How many of you are aware with this three-way handshake? What is three-way handshake? Okay, now three-way handshake is what? It's a communication process used in your TCP protocol to establish a connection between two or more systems. Correct. Okay, let's say this is my device and this is your device. Now I want to send a message, or let's say I want to send an email to this. Now before sending that particular email, a connection need to be established. Okay, for that connection, my device is going to send an SYN packet. Okay, in response to that, if your device is connected to an internet, you are going to give me a response back. In that response, I will be receiving a packet SYN and acknowledgement. Yes, I received your SYN packet. Here is your acknowledgement. Okay, perfect. Let's establish a connection. Acknowledgement back has been sent. Okay, So now the connection has been established. Now I can send and receive any particular data or file. This is the initial process for any communication to be established. If we are sending an email to anyone, before to that, this communication is being established. If we are visiting any particular website, three-way handshake is getting established over here. So we can further receive or download any particular file from that particular website or from that server, or we send any email over there. Okay. So a three-way handshake, also known as your TCP three-way handshake, is a mechanism to establish a connection between the client and the server over a transmission control protocol, TCP, Internet Protocol, TCP IP network. In this mechanism, the client and server send each other the synchronization packet and acknowledgement packet before an actual data transmission occurs. Okay. Now, it's my next question. What is a firewall? How we are going to define a firewall? Now, firewall is what the firewall has been doing. First, it is going to monitor. Not only that, he is going to control all the incoming and outgoing traffic. How that is going to be monitored? What rule we have created over there? What security policies we have created over there? It will be acting on that. Okay, it will be creating a barrier between the organization and between the external network of that organization. External network, your public internet. Internal network, your internal organization network. Okay, so all the traffic which has been coming from that public network, it is going to filter that. We are going to create a rule. Okay, EXEs are not allowed. No one can download the EXE. So we had created a rule over there. If someone is trying to download the EXE, again, that will be blocked. If someone is going to download any particular image file, if we created a rule, that will be blocked. Okay, so firewall is a program that filters both incoming and outgoing traffic according to the set of a user defined rule. Okay, the firewall generator goals is a particular is a lesson to complete a stop undesirable network communication will enable all lawful communications to protect without interruption, to proceed without interruption. Okay, now how we are going to configure this firewall? Okay, now we know what is a firewall. Now how to configure this firewall? Okay, so first we enable the ID and password. We are going to change the firewall default ID and password. Okay, we are going to disable the remote administrative feature. No one can connect with it directly. Configure correct port, which to be forwarded, on which particular port all the requests to be received. Okay, FTP, web server, we have a port number for it. For FTP, what the port number? 21. Okay, service of DHCP. DHCP, what DHCP is doing? DHCP is been providing an IP address. Okay, in the absence of and disable of a firewall, DHCP installing of a firewall onto the network will the DHCP server will cause an conflict. Okay, if any new device is been connected, so DHCP is going to provide an IP address to that device. Login, ensure login is enabled to learn how the view logs and fix firewall problem is going to be potential asset. Okay, so each and every logs to be captured. So we can identify, okay, what entries have been listed, who is trying to connect with the network. Okay, policies, make sure the firewall is set up with an enforced sound security regulation. You should also have a strong security policy. Security policies, we are going to implement these policies. Who can be allowed, who cannot be allowed. Okay, now if you guys remember in ISO, what we are talking about in ISO? Policies, controls, isn't it? So what controls has been added into this firewall? Who is going to define it? Your management, as per your ISMS standard. Okay, and we are testing that control. Whether the control has been setting onto a correct position or not. Is there any particular additional control to be required or not? What are botnets? As of now, there are almost 340 people into the session. Okay. Now, what I will be doing over here, I will be sending a link. Okay. And that link is a malicious one. Okay. So as an instructor right now, you all guys will going to trust me. I will be saying, okay, click onto the link. You can redeem your exam voucher or XYZ, any of the thing. Okay. Now it's a malicious link. Straight away, a malware will get installed into your system. Okay. So malware has been setting in all to 340 device. Now this 340 device will be working as a botnet for me. Okay. If any one individual clicked onto that link, that will be a bot. Okay. Collection of an bots is known as your botnets. Okay. A computer network that has malicious infection and it is merged by a bot headers into the reference of an botnet. The individual who worked that botnet infrastructure is known as your bot header. A bot is any solitary device of an botnet network. Okay. So the collection of an bot are known as your botnet. From that botnets, what I can do, I can perform a DDoS attack. Okay, I am having a full access control to all the devices, all the 340 devices. From all the 340 device, I can send a request to the server from all the 340 IP address. So that attack is known as your DDoS attack. I am using almost 340 IP address and I am having all the access control to all these devices. Okay, CIA trade. We've been talking about a lot about the CIA. I guess so. Everyone is aware about the CIA now. What is the CIA? How the CIA has been working? It will be very much easy for each and everyone. Okay. Correct. Confidentiality, integrity, availability. Now, what does confidentiality do? Yes. How we are going to define a confidentiality? A one-liner definition. Okay. So confidentiality, a set of regulation restriction, access to inform is known as your confidentiality. Okay. Restricted access only to the information. Okay, if I'm sending an email to you, that email should be received by you only. Apart from that, no one can read that email. No one can receive that email. Only the authorized one can receive that email, can read that email. So what I'm doing, I'm making that information confident. Integrity, how we are going to maintain the integrity. Keeping that information accurate, free from errors. No one can manipulate the data. Only the person who is liable to it can modify the data. Apart from that, no one can have the authority to it. Accessibility, or you can say the availability. Whenever the data is been required, it should be available. Okay. It gives authorized user reliable access to the data whenever it is been needed. Okay. To maintain this, what we do, we go with an backup. Okay. Now, what are the 7 layers of an OSI model? Can anyone tell me? All the 7 layers. It should not be mismatched. It should be aligned from layer number 7 to layer number 1 or layer number 1 to layer number 7. And this is a very common question has been asked. Okay, so from a sender perspective, it will go from an application layer to physical layer, and from a receiver perspective, it will go from a physical layer to an application layer. Okay, so we have application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. Okay, so the data will be sent. Let's say I'm sending an email. So how that email will be going? First, I'm going to open an application, Gmail or Outlook. Okay, and I will be writing a mail over there. Then it will go into a presentation layer. Okay, so encryption and decryption has been done over here. Message will be converted into an encrypted format. Then to a session will get established from my device to your device. transport layer, IP address, your transport layer, what is going to be happen over here? End-to-end transport layer. Yes, your packet will get defragmented over here. The end-to-end network layer, IP address, end-to-end data link layer, MAC address, physically, how the device has been connected with a logical or a digital, end-to-end connection, correct. Okay, now from a receiver side, how the data will be flowing from this physical layer, then to a data link layer, it will verify whether that MAC address belongs to his device or not. He will verify whether that IP address belongs to him or not. Transport layer, each and every packet will get received over here. The session will get closed. Presentation layer, okay, that packet will get converted from, let's say, we will get decrypted over here. Whatever message has been encrypted and it has been displayed onto your screen. Okay, that's why we call it as a reference model. Okay, and if it is hard to remember, just go with this very famous acronym. If you guys like to eat pizza, please do not throw sausage pizza away. Just remember the initial. Now it will be very much easy to remember this OSI model. Now what is an ARP? Before to that, tell me what is the full form of an ARP? Correct, address resolution protocol. Now what does the ARP will be doing? Try to guess from the name, address resolution protocol. What is an address? Okay. Now what generally happen? This is a switch, your router. At this switch, there are 4 devices have been connected. This is device number 1, device number 2, device number 3, and device number 4. Okay. Now, device number 1 want to send a message to device number 4. Okay. And they are connected within one switch. Okay. Now what that device number 1 will be doing? He will be forwarding his message to the switch. Now switch, what he will be doing, he will be broadcasting a message. What that message will be, it will be an ARP message. Address resolution protocol, that what all devices have been connected with me, send me your MAC address. Okay, so as of now, he know the IP address. He want to send this particular message to device number 4. So he don't have the MAC address. So he's broadcasted a message. Those who, what all devices are connected with me, send me your MAC address, and that has been stored inside your CAM table, your MAC address and the port. Now he is all the device who have been connected going to respond it back. This is my MAC address, this is my MAC address, and this is my address been stored over here. Okay, now that switch, what he will be doing, he will be picking up that MAC address of device number 4 and forward that message to that device. Okay, got the idea how this ARP has been working? Address resolution protocol. Address is getting resolved over here. What is an address? Your MAC address. We are not talking about a logical address. We are talking about a physical address. Logical address is your IP address. It's a communication protocol used to identify the link layer address like MAC address connected to a particular internet layer address. So it will be into an hexanumeric value, something like 0x040 something. Okay, you can check your MAC address into your device as well. Just go into the internet network setting over there. The MAC address will be stored. You can check the MAC address from here. Okay. Now, what is port scanning? I guess you have learned this into an offensive side of security during that time. And map is a tool. In the port scanning, attacker, what he will be doing, he is going to identify what is an open port. Okay. Once there is an open port, try to communicate with that port. Check what services has been running onto that port. Is there any vulnerability associated with that port or not? If yes, let's go ahead and exploit that vulnerability. Okay, so first what attacker will be doing, he will try to see how many ports are open into that particular network. Okay, let's say port number 80 is open. Port number 80 stands for HTTP, isn't it? Now, what service, what version of this HTTP has been running? Further to that, what attacker will be doing, he will try to see is that version has been vulnerable or not, or is there any vulnerability associated with that version or not? If yes, let's go ahead and try to exploit it. Let's take an advantage of that vulnerability. Using a port scanning, business can send a packet to a particular port to examine or to respond at particular potential vulnerability. Okay, so that's the reason why we particular do a port scanning. Stages of your ethical hacking or to perform a pen test. What we do first, information gathering. Post to that, we do a scanning. In that scanning, we try to see how many ports are open, what services has been running. Post to that, we do an enumeration. Try to connect with the port to find out the vulnerability. And then we are going to exploit that vulnerability. What are the National Institute of Standard and Technology define? Particularly, we are talking about what are the steps of an incident response life cycle as per your NIST. What do you think? Anyone aware of this? Incident response life cycle as per your NIST. NIST is the standard. Okay. Now, as per your NIST standard, we have okay identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. What are the standard for? What are these particular 5 phases for? To perform an identification, threat intel. Okay. Identify what is the threat. In identification, what we do, it's the initial stage. Okay, we are going to develop the organization awareness to be given, different security issue related. Okay, information assessment to be done. Okay, protect. In this phase, what we are going to do, we are going to implement the protection. IDS, IPS, firewall, what particular additional security we have been using. Okay, SOC team. We had implemented the SOC team for what? To protect the environment. What they will be doing? They will be detecting what they are going to detect. Is there any particular security incident or not? IDS, IPS, firewall, what they are doing? They are doing the detection. Okay, if there is any alert has been generated, we are going to respond onto that alert. Okay, this phase also involves the creating and implementing of a solution for that incident. Okay, at the last step, if the attack has been happened by any chance, we are going to recover from that attack. How to be done that? With the help of an backup after the incident. If my system has been attacked, so for that, what I will be doing? I will be performing a pen test to find out is there any particular vulnerability. If yes, let's go ahead and remove that vulnerability. Is there any particular malware has been installed? Remove that malware, format the device, okay, recover that device and bring that device back online. Okay, so this is for a threat intel as per your NIST standard framework. We go within 5 steps: identification, protect, detect, respond, and recover. Got the idea? Okay. Now, what is the role of a cybersecurity analyst? What he will be doing? What will be the roles and responsibility for that particular individual? What do you think? As per your understanding, what do you think? Okay. Now a cybersecurity analyst is a qualified cybersecurity expert, which he will be focusing on to the network, IT infrastructure security. And what will be his roles and responsibility? To investigate the to investigate the security breach, to install and operate security software, to find the vulnerability. Again, depending on to the job profile, if that profile is for vulnerability assessment, he will be doing an finding the vulnerability as well. If it is for your, you can say, defensive side of security, then he is going to monitor the system, the network for particular security threats and vulnerability. Okay, so they can be prevented or action to be taken against that cybersecurity threat. Okay, so they stay current with the most recent the advancement of technology of security. They evaluate emerging cybersecurity threat as well. Again, it's a part of your not only of an offensive, of your defensive team as well. They're going to evaluate is there any particular new threat has been introduced, or if they are using any particular software or any particular application, is that application has been updated or not. Okay, if for that application, is there any vulnerability has been listed or not? So let's go ahead and try to fix it. Okay, so this is be the initial stage what we are going to work on. Yes, today is the final day. Okay, I had shared a link with you everyone. The link will be followed over here. In this page, you will be getting when will be the next bootcamp available. Okay, so on 15th of April, we have an OT security bootcamp. Cloud computing bootcamp is coming on 24th of an April. Particularly for an ISO, we have a bootcamp on 28th. Preparation of an CISSP, ISSSP, which is on 29th. In between also, we are planning other bootcamps as well.